Have you ever stopped to think about what a conversation with your future self would be like? The version of you who overcame the fears that are holding you back today, who built the life you dream of, and who is looking at you right now, waiting for you to take the first step. But here's the real question. Would you talk to that version of yourself the same way you talk to yourself today? With doubt, with self-criticism, with fear? Most people are so stuck in the present, in bills, past mistakes, and what feels impossible, that they forget the power of projecting a different future. And that's exactly what this video is about. How visualizing and communicating with your future self can be the key to unlocking opportunities, reprogramming your mindset, and creating the life you actually want to live. If you've ever tried to change your life, set goals, or practice manifestation, but always seem to end up in the same place, this video is going to shift your perspective. Because when you understand that the future is not a destination, but a daily construction based on the decisions you make now, everything changes. In this video, you're going to learn a simple and powerful technique to transform the way you think, act, and feel. And by the end, you'll clearly see who you want to become and how to get there. So stay with me until the end, because your best version already exists, and it has something to tell you. Do you know that feeling of going in circles? Waking up every day with the sense that nothing is changing? That no matter how hard you try, things seem to always go back to where they were? That frustration comes from a silent but powerful source. Most people live reacting to the present instead of projecting the future. They make decisions based on fear, scarcity, and what went wrong before. And when life is guided by past experiences, the result is always more of the same. But it's not your fault. No one taught you to think differently. No one told you there's a way to use your mind like a compass, pointing toward who you want to be, not who you're afraid of continuing to be. And that's exactly what we're going to start changing today. Now picture this. 5 years from now, you're living the life you've always wanted. You wake up with purpose, surrounded by the right people, doing what you love, with balance, confidence, and peace. Who is that person? How do they think? How do they act when faced with a challenge? How do they speak to themselves when they make a mistake? That's your future self. It's not a fantasy. It's a real possibility. A version of you that already exists in potential, just waiting for you to start walking toward it. The problem is, most people never connect with that self. They never stop to listen to what it has to say. And so they stay stuck in the same old cycle, because all they can see is what's right in front of them, not what's ahead, waiting to be created. The truth is, your brain is an incredible tool. It believes what you show it with clarity. Neuroscience has already proven, when you visualize a situation with emotion and detail, your brain records it as real. That's why elite athletes visualize every move before they compete. That's why successful entrepreneurs mentally rehearse meetings, launches, achievements before any of it even happens. They train their brains to act as if it's already true, and that changes everything. Because when you start thinking like your future self, you begin acting like them. And when you act like them, guess what? You start living like them. That's the key. And now, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Imagine yourself 5 years into the future. You are exactly where you always wanted to be. Look around. Where are you? What city? What home? Who are you with? What's your morning routine like? What kind of clothes do you wear? How do you feel when you wake up? Now look in the mirror. See your face, your posture, your energy. This is you after conquering every doubt, fear, and excuse. This version of you knows exactly what it took to get there. Now imagine they're looking at the version of you today. What would they say? What advice would they give? What habits would they tell you to let go of? What decisions would they encourage you to make, even if you're afraid? Take another deep breath and hold on to that image. Now let's make this experience even more powerful. Grab a pen and paper. Write a letter as if you are that future self, speaking to you in the present. You can start with something like, "Hello, I'm you. I made it. I overcame. And now I want to tell you how I did it." Write in detail. Describe what you had to change. Talk about the hard decisions, the mistakes you had to forgive, and the habits you had to build every single day. This letter is more than an exercise. It's a bridge between who you are now and who you can become. And here's a secret. Read this letter every week. Little by little, you'll notice it starts shaping your choices. You'll begin to act more intentionally. And you'll feel an inner strength you might not have even realized was there. What you just did is more than a visualization technique. It's a mental repositioning. It's stepping out of survival mode and into creation mode. Because your future isn't some random consequence of time, it's a reflection of your mindset right now. Every time you connect with the stronger, braver, more decisive version of yourself, you take one step closer to living that reality. And yes, there will be fear, doubt, uncertainty. But your future self already knows that. And still, they didn't stop, so you don't have to stop either. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you of one thing. The life you want isn't as far away as it seems. It begins now, with small acts of courage, with decisions that maybe no one sees. But that will change everything. You can keep living the way you always have, or you can start living guided by your best self. The choice is yours. But if you've made it this far, I already know which choice you want to make. Now, I want to hear from you. In the comments, tell me, what would your future self say to you today? What advice would they give if they could look into your eyes right now? And if this video made you rethink the way you act, think, and dream, make sure to subscribe, because this is just the beginning. Here, you'll find content that helps you reconnect with your best self, develop a growth mindset, and build, day by day, the life you truly deserve to live. Let's go together.